guys?
Where do you draw pictures in anime? Who are you?
I'm Brian Vasel. I work at the NOAA Earth System Research Laboratory here in Boulder, Colorado. So this is our cooperative air sampling network. We have a glass flask here that we fill with air. We sample it all over the world. We own about 5,000 of these glass flasks, and we ship them around the world on average 3 times a year, so we sample about 15,000 samples a year. Okay, so this is our flask package. It's our flask pump that we send out to about 50 sites around the world to fill our flasks. It's a very easy system to use. We flip it open. We already have our flasks sitting inside, ready to go for the sample today. This is a fishing pole that we can raise up. It goes to about 3 meters up, so we'll just pretend it's up and out of the way today since we're inside. And then we use a Teflon line to pull the air in. What we do is we hook it up to the pump before we start the sampling, and we'll open up the flasks and then turn everything on and run away holding our breath. The temperature in Antarctica averages about minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit below zero. The coldest it gets is about minus 102 degrees Fahrenheit below zero. This is a photo of the Atmospheric Research Observatory at South Pole. It's the building that we do our research out of. And it's green because that's the Aurora Australis, the southern lights.
What is the best part about your job?
What is the best part of my job? Probably the travel. I love to travel, so I get to go. I've been on all 7 continents doing the work I do for NOAA, and that's an amazing thing, getting to see new places, but also promote the climate science we're doing, which is something that I believe strongly about what we do, and I think it's very important and relevant to society. So it's not just, I guess, the passion for the work, but it's also being able to take that passion and mix in travel. I guess I started as a student and loved the research that was happening here, and ended up graduating college and being offered a full-time job, and I've been here ever since. I love the work that we do and couldn't imagine working someplace else. I have lived in Antarctica. I've lived there 2 different times. I spent the winter of 2002 and the winter of 2003 there. Each of those winters is 9 months. When you spend a winter there, that means there's not a single aircraft. There's no way to leave South Pole for that 9 months, and it's quite an interesting experience. I've also been down every summer since. The austral summer season in the Antarctic is our fall and winter, so typically sometime in the October to January timeframe, I'll go down for a trip. I've done 8 trips in a row. Something I didn't like about Antarctica, it would probably be that you are isolated there for 9 months, and when friends get married or siblings have children, you miss those events. You can get on the internet and make phone calls, but it's not the same as being there in person, and minus 60, minus 80 degrees Fahrenheit outside. So you can't go out and throw a frisbee. It doesn't work out very well. But the facilities that the National Science Foundation have built are pretty amazing. There is a station manager, there's a cook, there's people that take care of you at the medical facility. There's a doctor and a physician's assistant. So you have a little community of people. In a typical day there, you'd get up and you'd go into breakfast, and there's a cook in there and says, what kind of eggs would you like? And you can have cereal or eggs. You pick what you want for breakfast, and then after that you go and you do your job. And for us, it's, the Atmospheric Research Observatory, this photo, is about a quarter of a mile upwind from the main station. So you go back to your room and you put on a ridiculous amount of clothing to go outside at minus 80, and you make that walk, and you get up to this new building. And we watch the instruments, we make sure everything's running, we do calibrations, we collect samples, and then at the end of the day we come back. And the community, everyone that's there is busy and has a job to do, but everyone sits down together for meals. And we sit down and have a really nice dinner and good discussion. And maybe after dinner you could, there's a full court basketball gym and a workout facility. So you could go and you could work out, or you could go and watch a movie with some friends, or go back to your room and read. It's very much like being living in a dorm for folks that have been to college. The extreme cold weather gear, as they call it. So these are your boots, called bunny boots. You have some bib overalls that you'll wear. Let's see, this is a fleece coat. And this is the most important part of all of this. There's still some gloves and that stuff in here. But you gotta have the giant red parka. Because when it's minus 60, minus 70 degrees outside, you need something like this to keep you warm. And it's got a huge hood. So, who's gonna try it on?
All of us are going to try it. We're all going to try it on, but Diana wanted to put it on.
What is the advice I would give to someone your age? Study. Study, study, study. School is incredibly important. So finishing schooling, going to college, getting degrees, getting involved in something that you're excited about, you can't do that without finishing school. That's probably the most important thing.